I dated Lisa for 2 years. She always said her family wasn't well off. Raised by a single mom, sometimes she didn't even have enough to eat. Maybe because we were both struggling, I decided to work 2 jobs to support her. At 1 a.m., while delivering food, I saw her in a fancy private club. She was giving luxurious gifts to childhood friends. Suddenly, I imagined a voiceover. The sidekick finally realizes his girlfriend isn't a poor girl at all. She's actually a well-known heiress and the future head of the Whites. Everyone probably thought I'd cling on after finding out. But at her engagement party with some guy she grew up with, I was packing my luggage and heading overseas for school. Lisa grabbed me. "Are you leaving me?" It was 1 a.m. and I was on my last delivery. I didn't want to take the order, but they promised a 1,000 tip if I delivered it personally. I parked my e-bike and ran to the private club. Outside room 8, I was about to knock when I heard a familiar male voice. "Lisa, you've been playing this poor girl game for 2 years. You won the bet fair and square. Time to move on." Lisa? Weird. My girlfriend's name is Lisa too. This morning, Lisa told me, "Dave, my mom's not feeling well. I need to take care of her for a few days. Just focus on your stuff." We'd been together 2 years. She wasn't from a wealthy family. Single mom trying to pass the bar exam. How could she afford a fancy club? Curious, I listened in. The room had several people joking around. "Lisa, Carter said you made a bet to catch the toughest guy at Q University." Another person whistled. "You did it, Lisa. Many wanted that guy, spent a lot trying but couldn't even get him to smile. He's cold and distant. But you, 2 years straight." Then I heard the familiar female voice. "All right, enough. Carter's here, so watch what you say." Lisa sounded annoyed but didn't want to embarrass her friends. I imagined a crazy crowd commenting, "Guys, it's happening." The aloof sidekick gets smacked down by the female lead. Up top, Lisa isn't the poor single-family girl. She's a famous heiress. Didn't her mom raise her alone 'cause she was an affair? Legit wife passes, and her dad brings her back. I stood there, heart-wrenching and cold. Carter, the Booth's kid from City X, was my college buddy and roommate. Since day one, he was always messing with me. Betting to woo me? So his style. While I was lost in thought, my delivery app buzzed. 2 minutes to avoid a late fee. I braced myself and walked in. Placed the crawfish dish on the table. Lights flickering in the dim room. Lisa didn't expect takeout. "Carter, did you order this?" she asked, surprised. The guy next to me grinned. "Yup, look who it is. Our school heartthrob, Dave." The singing stopped. Lisa looked up, shocked. "Dave, why are you here? This late? Get some rest. I told you not to overwork yourself." Her concern made the room feel tense. I sneered. "Weren't you supposed to care for your mom? Or is she here?" Lisa looked panicked, stumbled. "No, Dave, it's not what you think." Before she could say more, Carter grabbed her arm. "Lisa, remember, I'm the one who grew up with you. He's just a fling," Carter declared. Lisa silenced instantly, intimidated. I found it amusing. Stretched my hand toward him. "Order delivered. Where's my 1,000 tip?" Some idiots chimed in, "So, you're Dave? Cute. Lisa's done with you, why not spend a night with me? Tips'll be better than deliveries." Lisa turned and punched the guy. "Shut your filthy mouth." Nasty comments flooded again. "Face it, Dave's the side affair. Leads have history, matched families. How can an orphan delivery guy end up with her?" In the past, knowing the protagonist's real identity, sidekick might have acted up or leached on her. Oh, and they're announcing her as the Whites leader at the engagement in 2 weeks. Carter sensed things spiraling. Pulled out 1,000. Smirked. Tossed it on the floor. "Delivery boy, want your tip? Pick it up. No shame?" I looked at the money scattered on the ground, ignoring Lisa's darkened expression. I bent down and picked up each piece one by one. Before I left, I glanced at Carter. "I earn my own money. I live honestly and openly. You're a grown-up, still playing those shady little tricks. Aren't you ashamed?" I walked out of the club. My legs gave way and I fell on the street. I was just putting on a brave face earlier. Once outside, I realized my back was soaked with sweat. My knee was scraped and bleeding, but I didn't feel any pain. This can't compare to the pain in my heart. Honestly, my life is as messed up as people say in the comments. An orphan with no family to back me up. I have one goal every day: to survive in this society. I recall meeting Lisa 2 years ago. I was a sophomore in college back then. While others enjoyed campus life, I balanced academics with various part-time jobs. Sometimes my body moved, but I felt numb. Working the night shift at a convenience store was one of my happier jobs. After 2 a.m., we could take unsold meals home. That was my 3 meals for the next day. Every time I returned, Carter mocked me. He said I was a poor slob, even picking trash. He complained I polluted our dorm fridge. He had no idea that eating those meals was one of my few joys. One day, while working at the store, Lisa showed up. She was unlike others who pursued me. She'd come right before my shift ended, asking with no shame for the trash I hugged. Mind sharing one with me? She'd ask. Watching her gobble it down, I thought for the first time, she's something else. That's how we started talking. Lisa said her family was also poor. As a kid, she often went hungry. Her mom begged and hustled for food. After graduating from a top university 2 years back, she was preparing for the bar exam. She believed you need hope. Life will get better eventually. Maybe it was empathy or a shared bond. Stuck in muck myself, yet wanting to help another. I patted her shoulder. Don't worry. I'll support you while you focus on your exams. I remember Lisa looking uneasy when I said that. But then she turned and hugged me tightly. Dave, I like you. Be with me. Suddenly, I found myself crouched outside my rented place for ages, until my knees went numb. I pulled out the tip Carter gave me. $1,000. It'd take me 2 days of delivering food to earn that. Just enough for next month's rent. Actually, like Lisa said, I am doing better than before. In the mornings, outside of classes, I work on social media. At night, I deliver food. With scholarship money and contest winnings, I secured a spot in grad school. I don't worry about meals anymore. But I do think, what if Lisa doesn't pass her bar exam? What then? I've saved enough to live for a while. Then I looked at my phone. Carter just posted something. In the picture, he wore a diamond-studded watch. Next to it were expensive-looking bags. The caption read, "Graduation gifts. Thanks, my dear Lisa." My fingers dug into my palms. That watch is heavily advertised. Latest model, custom order. These things? Nothing under $1 million. Suddenly, I felt like a fool. Our little home wasn't appealing anymore. I didn't want Lisa anymore either. Graduation season of senior year. Others who've landed jobs are traveling. Me? I opened my laptop to start a workday. With less than 4 hours of sleep, someone came in. Lisa had a night out, reeking of perfume and booze. She came over with red eyes and hugged me tight. Wanted to kiss me. I pulled away from her embrace and slapped her. "Don't touch me." Lisa held her face. Shocked. "Dave, you hit me." There was a comment that stood out. Why isn't anyone noticing that Dave didn't wrong anyone? Huh? The girl came to him, so she's the disgusting one, right? What a bunch of misguided folks, geez. Finally, someone spoke up. I'm grateful to whoever defended me. People see what's happening. Dave, walk true, sit upright. Right and wrong will be judged by fate. No matter what others say, it won't derail my life path. At the end of the day, I love myself the most. Lisa may have stayed with me for 3 years, serving her purpose. But if she blocks my path, I won't cling to what's not mine. I looked at her, calm. Lisa, if Carter hadn't ordered takeout to mock me, when were you planning to tell me about you and him? Her head hung low, guilt-ridden. What are you talking about? Carter and me were just family friends. He's like a little brother. Don't overthink. I laughed in disbelief. You and him are getting engaged in 2 weeks. Aren't you? A brother? She froze. How do you know that? For the first time, I was furious. Lisa, what do you take me for? A toy to play with and toss aside? What makes you think I'd let anyone point at me, saying I'm not good enough for you, claiming I'm brazen to try and steal the White's heir? My biggest fault is just being a bit poor. I'm a person too. I feel pain, I get sad. Lisa, I'm tired, done playing your games. Let's break up. Some viewers didn't expect my boldness. The insults stopped. Folks, this is the right mindset. After that big fight with Lisa, she vanished. Yet, on my phone, she still sent messages every day without fail. Dave, my thing with Carter is a family arrangement. You know my status is complicated. The Whites said I'd only be an heir if the Booths became family through marriage. Believe me, I have no feelings for him. You're the one I love the most. There were hundreds of messages piled up. Couldn't be bothered to open them. I just wanted a brighter path for my future instead of Lisa's excuses. I turned on my computer, and shortly after, an email came through. It said I'd been accepted into a university abroad. The joy and excitement were enough to cover up any hurt I felt inside. Ever since I got into Q University, I wanted to study abroad for grad school. But then I met Lisa, and plans changed a bit. I figured with her at the company, I'd do my master's in the country. We could help each other, being close and all. Now it's all pointless. But there's still one pressing issue: money. Studying abroad is expensive. Even with a full scholarship, daily expenses add up. Over the last 2 years, I spent most of my money on Lisa. Her food, clothes, living expenses, rent, utilities, even cab money. I covered it all. I really thought she was broke. Now, it's clear she just didn't care about the little things. I mean, who casually gifts $1 million if they're really strapped for cash? Just then, my phone buzzed with a message from some bank. Somebody deposited money into my account. Counted it up, a whole 30 grand. The comments started rolling in. What? Doesn't the side character pride himself on having dignity? Isn't he supposed to return this 30 grand to the leading lady? Absolutely. The side character talked about self-reliance, now he's just acting all high and mighty? Hold up, y'all. Didn't you see how much Dave spent on her? We ain't returning that money. We need it. The leading lady finally did something decent. Yeah. Definitely don't give it back. Dude, I said to myself, no way it's going back. It's what I deserve. A week left till Lisa's engagement party. I already gave up the apartment. Sold everything I didn't need online. Packed Lisa's stuff in boxes. Told her to come get them. If she doesn't, they're going in the trash. Out of the blue, Carter called me. Dave, it's me. Carter, Lisa and I broke up. What do you want? He sneered. You think I don't know you're still clinging to Lisa? Meet me at the coffee shop by the school entrance. And he hung up. The comments were buzzing. The main character's just top-notch. Such a manipulative jerk. Who does he think he is? Just because he called, I must go? As if it was me, I'd slap him silly. If Lisa hasn't been home for days, the lead guy's probably up to something. I thought she was busy prepping for the engagement or press stuff. Didn't know she went MIA. But why's that my problem? In the cafe, Carter looked at me with disdain. Dave, after 4 years, you're still clueless? You always target girls I like. And now you want to wreck things with me and Lisa? You're just pathetic. Seriously. This guy has serious paranoia. If I didn't deal with you before, it was because I thought you were just an immature rich kid. It's understandable you'd have no idea of a regular guy's struggles. But don't push it. There are cameras everywhere nowadays. You know what you've done in the past. And just 'cause you forgot, those who suffered won't. It's not never, it's just not yet. He suddenly glared. An orphan? And you're threatening me? You wait. I'll make your life hell. 3 days before the engagement, a post about me went viral. A photo of a student, pixelated face, claiming, a Q University student knew he was a third party but broke up a relationship using his looks. Comments below were nothing but insults to me. Viewers were fuming. Carter's shameless. He made a bet about the girl himself, then turned the tables. Money talks. Huh? Buying fake news without a shred of truth? This guy's a real piece of work. My phone kept buzzing. Who'd have thought I'd get some notoriety before leaving? I checked Carter's social media. He cried in a post captioned, Dear Lisa, would you leave me for him? His fans rallied below. I was gonna ignore it all, none of it could hurt me. But then I saw Lisa's account liked the post. Tears fell unexpectedly. Odd. 'Cause haven't I faced enough unfairness growing up? I'm supposed to be tough. Why does this hurt so much? Turned my phone off. Stared blankly at the ceiling, lying in bed. The comments tried to be comforting. Lisa's just a coward. Not standing up for Dave to clear his name. It's sickening. Yeah. Why let unnecessary people get you down? The night before the engagement, Lisa showed up, grabbing my hand, practically begging. Dave, give me a little more time. It's not just me. Being the White's heir is my mom's wish too. I've told her, once declared the heir, I could be with you out in the open. You have to wait for me. Haven't seen Lisa for a while. She's lost a lot of weight. Just then, the chat popped up. Dave, don't buy her crap. She was just with Carter. They even kissed. She's just playing both sides. They're meant for each other. Stop messing with the side characters. Honestly, the chat stopped me from feeling bad for Lisa. I yanked my hand back. Lisa, we're over. You're getting engaged tomorrow. It's a done deal. Don't make me lose respect for you. I turned and walked away. Lisa collapsed on the ground, looking defeated. No way, Dave. You love me too much. How could you let someone else have me? I do love you. It's just complicated. Believe me, I really love you. I have no idea what Carter's thinking. He even sent me an invite to their engagement party. Is he hoping to see me jealous? Or wants me to witness their happy moments? At the venue, Lisa and Carter wore fancy outfits. They walked in hand while the media captured every moment. They looked good together. I stood at the back with my suitcase. There were people blocking my view. But Carter knew I'd be there. He made a show of kissing Lisa. The crowd was filled with important young people causing a fuss. On stage, Carter was smug, like a victorious king. But this didn't affect me. I checked the time. Time to go. I left the venue with my suitcase. In a world of expensive dresses, my t-shirt stood out. Lisa spotted me right away. She watched me leave with disbelief. Is that Dave? No, where's he going? Is he leaving City X? Leaving me? The families and media were all there. Flashlights kept going off. But Lisa had a thought. No way. I can't let Dave leave. No, I can't leave him. Sensing something was wrong with Lisa, Carter grabbed her arm. Lisa, today is a big day for both families. It's not just an engagement, but an announcement of you as the heir. You wouldn't want to disappoint your mom, right? She's been looking forward to this. Lisa looked at her mom in the audience, who was so happy. In the end, she gave in. I've been studying abroad for almost half a year. Every day has been fulfilling. Thanks to the $300K Lisa gave me, I didn't have to focus on making money. Along with me, there's also Isabel, a senior in my research group. She's also from Q University. 1 year ahead of me. Turns out, Isabel's also from City X. I wasn't interested in Isabel's background, but the chat was way too enthusiastic. They filled me in on everything about her. Dave, look outside your dorm. I pretended to walk to the window and glance down. A beautiful woman stood holding a food container. Not sure who she was waiting for. Isabel waved when she saw me. I brought you breakfast. Dave, it's been long enough. Maybe it's time to let someone else in? I smiled, walked down, and thanked Isabel for breakfast. It's not that I don't want to start over. My studies just feel more important right now. Better to invest in yourself than rely on someone else. Another 6 months passed. I achieved a lot academically and started my own company with like-minded friends. Isabel was one of the partners. One day, Isabel and I walked discussing our plans. Suddenly, I felt eyes on me from behind. I turned and saw Lisa glaring at me, like I had stolen from her. Isabel stood in front of me protectively. Do you know her? She asked. I sighed and grabbed her arm. Yes, she's my ex. Isabel raised an eyebrow, then stepped aside. I'll wait over there for you. I nodded. Lisa's face was full of anger, especially when I said ex. Dave, when did I become your ex? I never agreed to break up. The campus was busy. I didn't want to drag up old issues and make a scene. Lisa, it's been a year. You're now a big shot with the Whites. I've moved on. Time is moving on, I've let go, and you should too. But Lisa didn't seem to get it. She grabbed my hand tight. Dave, you don't get to decide. Come back to City X with me. I promise, from now on, just you. Isabel was about to step in, but I stopped her. Lisa, ever since your engagement party, we're done. And now I like someone else. Please don't interfere with my life. I took Isabel's hand and walked away. Lisa shook her head in disbelief. Dave, you like her? What does she have that I don't? I don't believe it. Lisa stuck to me like glue. I went to class, she'd sit next to me. I went to work, she'd say she had a proposal. Before, if she had been so persistent, I might have been thrilled. But now I just feel tired and annoyed. In a cafe, I sat her down for a talk. You've seriously disrupted my life. Lisa, it's time for you to go back. Across from me, she looked frustrated. Dave, this year I totally took control of the whites. I even brought down the booths, all for you. Brought down the booths? What do you mean? Comments started explaining it to me. Dave, after you left, Lisa went off the deep end. She found out Carter paid big bucks to smear you online. She publicly declared online that you were her only boyfriend. And she learned about Carter bullying you in college. She made Carter go through everything he put you through. Don't know where she found all those people Carter bullied, but they all testified. The big deal is that Lisa got evidence of the booths bribing officials. The booths had land for a store with sketchy origins. And that was the last straw. Looking at all the comments, I sighed. Lisa, thank you for everything you did for me. But I've really fallen for Isabel now. I'm not lying. You know I never do. This time, Lisa seemed to listen. The coffee cup fell from her hand, and she ran out. Never came back. 3 years flew by like a flash. I finished my studies. Isabel returned home a year before me. She handled the company site, renovations, hiring, all the tedious stuff, and left one note. Waiting for the big boss to come home. We dated for 2 years. Isabel's parents liked me. When they learned I was an orphan, they were even kinder. The day I came back, Isabel's parents held my hands tightly. Sweet kid. So glad you're home. Our home is your home now. I adored them. They gave me a sense of family I missed growing up. That night, I ordered takeout. When I opened the door, a familiar face appeared. Dave, do you live here? I nodded, yes, this is my house. Carter looked at the fancy mansion in the center of the city, showing his envy. You're just an orphan. How could you afford a place like this? Did Lisa buy it for you? Are you back together with her? Hearing voices, Isabel came downstairs. Dave, who's here? She held my hand. I'm hungry. Let's get the food and eat. Carter looked at me darkly. You're with another rich girl now. Huh? Nice going. I sighed. I guess the booth's downfall taught you nothing about being a decent person. He tried to hit me. Who dared you? Guards. Remove this madman. I was puzzled. Carter was from a good university. Even if the booths went bankrupt, he should find a decent job, right? The comments were ruthless. He didn't earn that university spot. His family paid for it, took someone else's place. In college, he just sucked up to rich people, learned nothing, a true empty shell. Plus, the booths owe tons to companies here that they can't repay. He's infamous. His dad is disgraced. No one will hire him. I hadn't realized there was so much behind the booths. Within a year of returning, I founded a charity for orphans. Isabel and I finally had our wedding. Lisa actually showed up, donating millions. When I found out, I sent the money back. Our wedding was about sharing our joy, not that. She refused. It's a donation to the charity, in Dave's name. When Isabel heard, she got jealous. I can't stand her. I patted her on the head. Don't be silly, it's nothing. Then I had it donated under Lisa's name. With everyone, I raised a glass with Isabel. Cheers to all. Lisa's epilogue. At the engagement, seeing Dave leave with his suitcase felt like losing a piece of myself. Like there'd be no bringing him back. I thought of running after him. But as a child, my mom held me every day, gently whispering her hopes for me to lead the whites. She watched from the audience, eyes so eager. I couldn't leave. I feared she'd fall apart. So I let Dave go. That was just step one. I purged the poisonous people from the whites. Now I am the sole leader of the whites. Even with the LW group, I don't feel joy. Every day, Dave's smile haunts me. Dave was stunning. The kind you remember after just one look. The campus heartthrob, hands down. I bet Carter I'd win him over. I had my reasons. For me, it was love at first sight. It was my secret for so long. Back then, I'd wait outside a convenience store every night. He'd always have arms full of takeout. Lights off, doors locked. I'd nag him for a box. It tasted way worse than my family's chef's meals. But his sparkling eyes made the food heavenly. Those 2 years with Dave were the happiest I'd been. I pretended to be a jobless wannabe lawyer. He promised to take care of me, said I shouldn't stress about money. At that moment, my heart was pounding. He worked even harder. Convenience store pay was so low. He went into making social media content. At first, he didn't make any money. But then, he got quite a few ads later on. Dave thought it still wasn't enough. So at night, he started delivering food. He did that for a whole year. I felt sorry for him. I told him he didn't need to work so hard. The truth is, I have money. A lot of money. But every time I tried to tell him, he always thought I was joking. Lisa, you don't even have a single designer outfit. The most expensive thing you own are the sneakers I bought you. You say you have money? Where is it? There were so many times I wanted to tell him the truth. But whenever I tried, he'd get all worked up, fists clenched. He couldn't stand those rich kids at school. He'd think having a little money made them better than everyone else. Every time the truth was about to spill out, I swallowed it back. And so, I kept it from him for 2 whole years. My mom's health was getting worse day by day. The Whites, though still considered a top-tier group in X City on the surface, were really rotting from the inside. The only condition for me to inherit the Whites was to marry Carter. Carter was the first peers I met when I returned to the Whites at 10. He was spoiled and bratty from the start. Everyone catered to him. If he wanted something, he had to have it. I don't like Carter. To be honest, I pretty much despise him. The first thing he did when he saw me was mock my background. He called my mom a mistress and said I was an illegitimate child. What he said wasn't wrong, but I just didn't want to hear it from others. He claimed we were childhood sweethearts. But honestly, I was more like an insect trapped in his palm. If I ever stepped out of line, Carter would run and tattle to the Whites. It was his go-to move. When he went to college, he often mocked a guy there. That guy was Dave. One day, Carter dragged me along and forced me into making a bet. He wanted me to pursue Dave, then dump him after winning him over. He wanted Dave to taste some heartbreak. I refused at first, but Carter told me if I didn't go along, he wouldn't uphold the marriage pact with the Whites. I resented him. He was always so unbearable. The first time I laid eyes on Dave, it felt like the plan might continue. I truly fell head over heels for Dave. But when I tried to follow him overseas, it was too late. I shamelessly trailed after him for quite a while. But he was a completely different person now. Cold, distant. I couldn't believe he'd gotten over me so fast. I didn't want to give up. Until one day in a cafe, he looked at me and said, "Lisa, I really have someone I like." Right then and there, my heart felt like it had been stabbed. I could hardly breathe. I knew he was being genuine. He had really fallen for someone named Isabel. Dave went back home. Before long, he got married to Isabel. He didn't invite me, but I showed up anyway. I'm not the type to take joy in wrecking families. Even though I still cared deeply for him. I donated $5 million. I wanted it to be donated in his name. It was my guilt, my act of making amends. At the wedding, he was moved to tears. Watching him so happy, I knew it was time to let this love go. Dave, I wish you happiness.